Who wants to recap?
I can recap all except for the vignette after the one I did. I was still taking notes on my vignette, so I missed a lot of what happened in that.
Okay.
But I can do all but that one.
Great.
We started with the vignette with Zirin, and Zirin. He was interviewing for a position with the shareholder company. They were giving him a very hard time with the interview, but he managed to convince them to bring him on. Although the assistant to the person doing the interview made a lightning fast move at the end, and I believe bit him, and he blacked out.
Yes.
And then vignette 2, if someone else would like to fill in on that one, I don't have the details on that one typed up.
I think I remember what happened. I was in that one. That was the one with the Tabaxi resistance. I was playing Kida's father, and it was me, my mate, and either my brother or my brother-in-law. And we were... Yes, my brother-in-law. And we were carrying our 2 newborn cubs to safety. We were running away from the Andrillans, and they cornered us. I stayed behind to allow Kida's mother to escape with the cubs, and I think we ended it there. And so his fate is unknown at this time to us.
And when Kida's mom woke up all by her, like after she made it out and you guys were left behind, when she woke up, the cubs were gone.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I had forgotten about that part.
And then main session, after the vignettes started with us meeting up with Zirin, who was very upset that we had met him outside of work instead of at the Dancing Lady, like he instructed. So we promptly went over to the Dancing Lady and got ourselves a booth with a little cone of silence kind of thing put around it, and discussed what all was going on. Filling him in on kind of what we had been up to and everything. And also at some point, a group of orcs come over and speak with Grikiki, but in Orcish, so none of us know exactly what was going on. But all we found out was that they wanted help dealing with like a demon problem, I think it was. Something of that nature. But we get... so we decide to put that onto our long docket of things that we have planned to get to eventually. More immediately, we were getting details on what Zirin thinks we should do about this present situation with Enid and Aezsh's parents, which is a 2-part plan to break into the office of, I believe, one of the assistants and steal a key.
Home. Yep.
Yeah, or break into the home of the assistant to steal a key, so that we can use it to break into the office of someone higher up within the company headquarters, and take the star map to Andrel, or from not to Andrel, to Zanzivis from the Rock of Brawl, so that we can go investigate what in the world's going on and why the company like basically made an insurance claim for the asteroid we grew up on. Then after that, we went to Resolé Manor, Belloryn's home. He had there was some eerily lifelike statues out in the garden. A lot of them looked like they might have been frozen in terror or other unfortunate poses. Grikiki ate some more poisonous, probably, berries. No problems there. We go in, they have a very secretive meeting with Belloryn while the rest of us hang out and watch a movie, essentially. Chat about stuff.
Disney movie for us.
And then when they come back, there is a very lavishly dressed elven woman who joins them, who turns out to actually be Lizzie, or Ilithoriax, the Radiant Dragon ruler of Brawl, and his parents seem quite nervous about it. They seem uneasy about the fact that she's there. But she just sits down and chats with us for a bit. We ask her some questions, get some answers to some of our questions. We all end up getting proficiency in the Rock of Brawl history as we get a history overview. Then we head back to our ship, spend the night there, wake up in the morning to discover that what is the guy's name?
Milcock?
Milcock is there just in our ship cooking breakfast. And he gives us some information about our Kida's highly wanted status and the fact that he's been keeping the sleepers away from us. And at some point we all realize that Belloryn isn't there and his stuff all is there. So it's highly suspicious. So I think we ended with us heading off to go try and find what the deal is with Belloryn before we have a meeting with the sleepers to deal with their coming after Kida, and also go meet with Zyron to get the information that we need for tonight, because our heist is tonight.
And when we talked to the guards that were outside of our ship, they just said
That's
that
true.
Belloryn was just quickly walking on out.
Oh yeah, illithid eggs. I forgot that they were illithid eggs.
Yeah, okay, so Belloryn's gone. So what's the play from here? Zyron has told you to meet him at the Dancing Lady.
And how many colors do we have?
Yeah, you guys, well, so actually this is a little bit of a problem because Belloryn had previously been interpreting the time for you as a native to the Rock of Brawl. You all have a hard time distinguishing the shades of the colors.
Can you message your brother?
Know, when we scheduled for the sleepers, it was going to be after our meeting with Zyron.
Right, that was going to happen in the middle.
I think we had either an hour or 2 hours to look for Belloryn.
We know the words, but
yeah, we had 2 hours to look for Belloryn, I believe, before we were supposed to come back and have that other meeting.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so you have a couple of hours to find Belloryn before you're supposed to meet Zyron, and then you have a couple of hours before you meet the sleepers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we meet Zyron at red 4, and I'm assuming that the colors only have 4. No basis for that assumption. Then I'm going to assume orange is next. We're going Roy G. Biv is the assumption.
I'm pretty sure Belloryn explained the timekeeping system to you, that it is Roy G. Biv, and that there are 4 units per color, so it's a 28-hour cycle basically.
Wow, we have a lot of time between orange 2 and indigo 3. Yeah, because indigo 3 is when the heist happens.
Right.
We have a lot of chunk there. Okay, so we're
just gonna have to go up to people and ask them what time it is.
Milcock's here. Milcock, what time is it?
Oh yeah, if you guys are still on the ship, Milcock tells you, he says, yeah, it's the second hour of the red time.
Red 2.
Oh, so we have 2 hours. We have 2 color ships.
Well, let's go see if we can find Belloryn.
Where are we
what are
gonna
you
look
gonna
first?
do? What is that? Are you just gonna walk around the streets randomly?
Our
Or
plan last time was to go to Resolé first.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ratha had done some tracking to figure out like where he went, and you're like, well, off the docks, and seems to go straight into town, but that's kind of a busy traffic area, so it's hard to track, but it is generally in the direction of Resolé, so we're like, all right, I guess we'll head there.
Okay. Yeah, you guys, without too much difficulty, can make your way to Resolé. So you go through the streets of the Rock of Brawl. Things are relatively quiet. You do see that street preacher of the old one. You see that he has gotten a mob together, and they are sacrificing a mime to his old one patrons by strangulation. So he's up there like strangling this mime as there's a crowd of people that are chanting this name in a language that you do not understand, but it seems horrible and otherworldly. You continue on to Resselet. You get outside the gates. They are closed. What's your plan?
Did the guards follow Ratha when did Ratha like because the guards
yeah,
outside?
that's right. Yeah. Ratha has a GIF guard contingent protecting her. I forgot about that. Yeah, they're just trooping along. So there's 4 of them. There's 2 on either the flanker on either side.
Can you ask them to open the door?
Yeah, Ratha, could you get him to open up?
Forgot there. Yeah. Okay. Can y'all open up the door for me?
They kind of look at you askance. They're like, I'm sorry, mistress. We're to guard you.
And what if Ratha just ended up being on the other side of the gate? Would you then have to open the door to get to her?
They look at you confused. You get the impression that they're not like really deep thinkers.
If Belloryn were here, we could just have him levitate her over the gate.
Or open the gate because it's his house.
Is there like
That
a
too.
doorbell or something?
There is a
that we
doorbell, yeah, and you guys actually remember Belloryn ringing it last night. Okay.
People.
Maybe they'll let us back in.
Okay, after a couple of minutes, Edward, Belloryn's butler, appears on the other side of the gate. He's dressed in this very clean-cut black butler's outfit. He looks at you, says, "You are no longer welcome at Resselet."
Edward Belloryn's missing.
He looks at you and he says, "I think not, miss."
Is he inside?
Alas, Master Belloryn is no longer allowed on the grounds.
He's banned from his own home?
Is he lying to me?
What's your insight?
It is. I'm proficient in that. It is a. Oh, but it's not. Still not great. It's +3.
I've got +4.
Okay. You guys, so I mean, you haven't had a lot of interactions with Edward, but you definitely have the impression that Edward is very much like Maximilian and Daphne's man. Like he works for them. He has for a long time. He will do their bidding. You also had the sense yesterday that he had kind of a soft spot for Belloryn, that he treated Belloryn not as just like another visitor, that he liked Belloryn. Right now it seems like he's shooting you straight.
But Edward, where is Belloryn?
He kind of looks over his shoulder, kind of looks off into the distance and says, "I'm not sure I'm at liberty to share that, madame."
Mm-hmm.
Are his parents still home?
Perhaps. What do you wish, mistress?
What do we wish?
I honestly was just wondering if his parents were home, because if I'm not wearing glasses, wow, I just went to go touch my glasses. Just because I was just wondering if Belloryn was potentially with them as some part of this ritual that happened or whatever, and if they were home, then that might mean he was also here. But if they're not here, that might mean he was somewhere else. I don't know that, but just information gathering is what I'm doing. Just all information's good information. Give it to me. It's my method.
Aezsh walks up to close to everyone and like, we know you care about Belloryn. We're just trying to look out for him. It looks he just disappeared last night and he left all his stuff. It's real suspicious.
We're
We just
worried
want to
he
make sure
might.
he's okay.
We're worried he might be in danger.
I believe Master Belloryn's danger has peaked, and he is well as of now.
Oh, really?
Do you know?
And what do you base that belief on?
My employers have had contact with Master Belloryn.
So
So his parents. His parents. Then, yeah.
Why
Your
isn't he
employers.
welcome on the grounds anymore? Did he fight with his parents?
I'm not sure that I am at liberty to share that information.
Is he not welcome on the grounds, meaning he's only allowed inside? Do inside supplies count as grounds?
He is not welcome at Wrestley right now, ma'am.
Okay, just hold on. Okay.
Right now.
Thought we were playing with words.
Nobody has persuasion, do they?
I mean,
I have intimidation.
I have intimidation too.
Might be really upset if something happened to Belloryn and no one told us.
Do you want to like try to intimidate him through the gate here?
Mm.
Do you
Something
want to
tells me that would
borrow
go very
Salamandra
poorly.
for that purpose?
Where would he go if he wasn't here?
I don't think. Did he go somewhere willingly or against his will, Edward?
Master Belloryn is always free to choose his own path, miss.
He's pretty good at that, picking his own way to do things.
Indeed.
My mom said that you could choose your own choices, but you had to face the consequences. Did he make his own choices and then someone made him face some consequences and now he's not here because of it?
I believe that is a plausible interpretation, miss.
But if
Is
we
he at
could,
the library? Is he at the Library of Twilight?
Give me an insight check, Dear Falcon.
It's 16.
16. You see Edward react to that question in a way that implies that he knows the answer to that, but is not going to give you the answer to that. He kind of jolts a bit and says, "I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to discuss that, sir."
No, but you did tell me something. My friends, we might want to go visit the library after this wonderful and enlightening trip to Belloryn's home.
we're just looking out for the best interest of Belloryn. You know that.
Certainly, sir. As am I, given my employer's considerations. I can tell you Belloryn is well as of now, and he is safe, and he is on the rock.
Bless you.
Well,
Just
thanks for
probably
that, I
not where he
guess.
wants to be.
Well, a consummate professional to the end.
Well of body doesn't mean well of mind. I guess through the library.
Just because he's well doesn't mean he's there willingly.
Okay, so are we going to the library? What we're doing?
go ahead.
Do,
and
do
that
any
way.
of
punch
us
this
have
guy
any idea
until-
where that's at?
You guys do know where the Library of Twilight is. During your rambles the day before, you passed by it, and Ratha clocked it 100% because that's been her major focus on the Rock of Brawl.
Edward,
Is it?
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
He looks up at the ball in the sky, as it were, above the rock that's emanating a shade of red, and he says, "I believe it is the 3rd hour of the red hour time, ma'am."
Thank you.
Well, Edward, his parents might be his family, but we're his real family. So if you decide that you want to do something to help him, just find a way to get in touch with us however you can, okay?
Yeah, give me a persuasion check, Grikiki.
16.
16. Okay. He frowns and looks off and looks back at you, and he says, "I believe he was at the Clover earlier this morning, although I'm not sure if he is still there."
You know what he was doing there?
He was
We
meeting.
know where. Does that name ring any bells for any of us?
You know what? Actually, go ahead and roll your rocker ball history.
Yeah.
Oh,
So is it just?
Oh.
Do we
history with
all roll,
proficiency.
or-
It's intelligence with proficiency.
Intelligence with proficiency. I don't have intelligence. I have proficiency.
Fuck, I rolled a nat 1.
10.
And Grikiki.
Oh, I guess then I actually did better than you guys. 13.
13. Okay, so Grikiki of all people is like, oh, it's this high-end restaurant.
Well, I do remember restaurants.
Fair.
Of course,
yeah,
Grikiki would remember the restaurant.
Their signature dish.
that's it, right? Yeah, no, their signature dish actually, Grikiki, is like eyes of the beholder that have been poached. Yeah.
Both literally and figuratively.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. So
Don't
Edward,
tell the guys that stopped us.
We should go to the Clover, and we should also eat their signature dish.
I don't think we're stopping for a meal, but maybe to go.
I'm not sure we can afford it regardless, but yeah, let's go.
Okay, so you guys head off to the Clover. You arrive shortly thereafter. It's not very much longer. And the maitre d' approaches you. He kind of looks you all askance and obviously gives you a disapproving look.
We're definitely meant to be here.
Yeah, especially he clocks your eye, piercing from Eggfort, and scowls, says, Madame and Monsieur, do you have a reservation?
No, we're not here to eat. We were just wondering if you saw someone with one of these.
Perhaps. And he holds his hand out.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
What?
Say again.
I'll give him a gold piece.
Okay. You give him a gold piece. He looks at it. He keeps holding out his hand. He frowns. He frowns at the single gold piece.
Anyone else?
Perhaps Monsieur would find the restaurant down the street more to your tasting.
And the name of that restaurant would be?
I'll toss on another gold.
Okay. He looks down at it. He closes his hand, kind of puts it back in his pocket, says, yes. Master Belloryn was here for breakfast this morning. His mother had a reservation, and Lizzie joined his table earlier today.
The Lippy?
Yes, good sir. Elithriorax is a regular patron of the Clover.
Do you happen to know where they were going after? How much money do I have? A lot. I mean, I'll put. How much gold did it cost? Was the last
we
one?
each gave him one. Like we gave him
or
2 gold.
total? Okay, I'll slap 2 gold in there. And that palm.
Okay. He kind of looks at it a little bit disparagingly, like this is clearly below his usual bribe level.
Listen, you've already clocked us.
But there's
with our
also a bunch of
outfits.
adventurers that might fuck up his shit. So he like folds it, puts it back in his pocket. Yes, mademoiselle. He departed shortly after his chat with his mother. He did not say where he was going.
But he
So
didn't
he didn't-
depart with them.
He
with
did
his
not
mother.
depart with Daphne, no, sir.
Thank you for your information.
He gestures to the door for you to leave.
Turn and go out the door.
Maybe whatever they talked about. Because at the library. Wait, do we know this? Do we know? I don't remember what we know now. what Enid knows. I'm gonna ask you like this. Maybe something that he talked about with Lizzie and his mother inspired him to need to research something at the library. Something that something scared him. He has to go read about the library. Because now I'm kind of wondering if I don't know.
Are you having this conversation in the Clover?
Yes, but
Okay.
no, we left. But I'm having a
Okay.
conversation with him. But I don't remember if we as characters know that you get the one question at the library or not. With the
I think so. Yeah, you guys. I mean, you guys.
Yeah, I
What,
see where-
anything that
We
you
specifically
know,
asked about the library.
Yes.
We asked Lizzie about the
Okay.
library
Yes.
specifically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
anything that
that's
you
how
know
we
out
knew
of
about
character,
that.
you know about the library,
Okay.
which is frankly not very much. So
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
And there is the one the vignette that I guess we don't particularly know where
yeah,
Belloryn's
yeah,
friend
you
went
don't know
missing.
his friend Samuel went there. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Are we out of the restaurant at this point?
You're out of the restaurant.
Okay.
You're in the street. Yeah, super clean, clear street here. Definitely the upscale part of the city. And at this time of day, nobody is really around.
Speaking of which, what time of day is it?
Give me a perception check, Grikiki.
I'll
We need
assist.
to head back for our
Having
meeting.
a good day. 21.
Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, you identify that it's red 3 approaching red 4, which is when you're supposed to meet Zyron.
Grikiki
Should
points up.
probably
She's
go do
like,
that.
we gotta go.
Well, how do we want to do this? We don't all have to go meet Siren. I mean, we're already splitting the party tonight. Let's just get that kick started. Am I right?
Let's split up, gang.
I'll help look
Siren's
for
meeting is not going to
Belloryn.
take very long. It's only getting what we need, but
Yeah.
it is a distraction.
Do we want to go have some of us go meet with him and the rest go to the library and everyone else can meet up later at the library?
Yeah, we shouldn't risk Belloryn's trail going cold.
I'll go to the library.
Fairly cool.
I'll go to the library.
I can too.
Well,
Right,
I guess
we'll go to the
it's
meeting.
the 2 of us.
Yeah, that's
The
fine.
guy's most likely
We'll
to
meet you-
understand the plan, so
Honestly, I gotta be honest.
True,
That's when the
true.
Mama Stew song came on, so I was just like,
Same. I don't remember most of it.
I remember the
Oh.
plan,
I
and I
remember
know
it.
exactly what we're doing.
I remember the plan.
Do not
We're
remember
good.
why.
We're good.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
Just
it's
said
like,
it.
all right, Enid and I can go meet up, and then we'll come find you guys at the library. It
Okay.
shouldn't take too long.
That's good.
Okay, so Aezsh and Enid, you guys head to the library.
To the
To the bar.
meeting.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
go to the meeting. Everybody else goes to the library. Okay, I'm gonna create a breakout room for you all to join.
Good luck, guys.
Don't die.
Don't get in trouble again.
Soda.
Too late for that.
Oh, sorry. He didn't go for it at all. I threw him a nice kill.
Oh my
It
god.
just
Okay.
bounced off his head.
Okay, you guys head to the
Brawl
Library of
Squad.
Twilight. So the Library of Twilight, you walk up to. It is a massive marble stone building, 4 stories high. There is a set of stairs leading up and a double doorway. There, you proceed through the door into an entryway. The entryway is about 30 feet square. In the middle of it is a single desk. Behind the desk is a small female fairy. She's maybe a foot high. The fairy wings, just like a bodice and pantaloons, very sort of Arabian looking look to her. She kind of looks up at you and flies off the desk and flies and approaches you. She says, "Welcome to the Library of Twilight. How may I be of assistance?"
We're looking for a friend of ours.
Whoa,
named
whoa, whoa.
Bella.
Hang on a second, Grikiki. Is this the part where we only get one question?
She looks a little bit confused and furrows her brow, and she's like, "Not sure what you mean, sir."
Oh, never mind. Go ahead, Grikiki.
We're looking for a friend of ours named Belloryn. Have you seen him? He looks like what Belloryn looks like.
Okay, yeah. As you say that, as you say his name and describe him, she has this look that overcomes her, which no insight required. This fairy is super awed and impressed by this person that you are describing. And she says, oh, my goodness. Yes, you say his name is Belloryn? Yes, he was here not that long ago, and he mastered the test to speak to the Cathay.
Isn't that dangerous?
Indeed it is, ma'am. Most who undertake the test, let us say, do not exit this building intact.
Belloryn's really good at tests. Do you know where he went?
I do not, ma'am. After speaking with the Cathay, I would suggest steering clear of such an individual.
Why? He's our crewmate.
The knowledge that is gleaned is often unpleasant.
So this changes a person.
Yes, indeed, sir.
Okay, so can you give us an example of how it might have changed our friend?
I'm afraid I can't. He came in determined. There's a one. He came in determined to do a thing and then left determined to do a different thing.
I'm just having trouble thinking of any examples. I'm so sorry. Just literally name any fruit.
Three and 5.
Okay, you guys think about that. I'm gonna join the other group. Okay. Okay, so you all head to the Dancing Lady to meet up with Zyron, correct?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, you get in. So at this time of day, there's nobody on the dance floor. The storm cloud is still there. There's a single person on like a drum set, just like doing a simple, just like to keep the theme going, even though it's very clear nobody is here for dancing at this time of day. There's a handful of servers, and actually on the first floor, which had previously been completely swamped by dancers yesterday, Zyron is at one of the tables that's kind of pushed off to the side, and he kind of looks up as you all approach.
Go and sit down.
Walk over and sit down at his table.
Okay. He smiles at you. Enid, you feel that same. It's not an attraction. It's almost like a sucking energy. He's not draining you, but it's just like you want to be closer to this person.
Cool. I guess I'll sit slightly closer to him than I would have.
He smiles at you, and again,
Right, he's got the good genes.
yes, he got the...
Sorry, I can't forget that.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, so he smiles at you. This just like winning, charismatic, just like, oh yeah, this guy's got it going on. He puts a key on the table and slides it to you, Aezsh, and says, "This is the key to Patuma's townhouse that will allow you access. I will assure that the company exterior door is open, and the most important thing is that you don't take anything from Raja Pandar's office."
And no one has any inkling of an idea of this might be happening?
It's going to appear to be a robbery of this painting on the first floor. So take that, but don't take anything in his office.
Oh, I meant in asking him that no one has any suspicions that tonight was planned, that there's a robbery planned.
No, and the Raja is out of town. He will be back tomorrow, I believe, perhaps the day after.
And I wanted to ask him that to see if I could tell if he's lying about that.
Oh, sure. What's your insight?
+3.
Okay. I rolled a 1 for you.
Thank you. Those good genes. Just
So, is there anything we need to know about the security at the office? I know you don't know everything about what all they've got in there.
I believe I've already told you about the landing
pressure plate.
and the pressure plate. And then in the hallway with the offices, there is a detection system.
You know what it's based off?
It's going to be based off this board game called Mastermind.
Is it a visual sensor, or is it some kind of other detection?
I do not know. I know that it is able to detect creatures who are in that corridor.
And magic. If
Yes.
we were to do magic.
Magic throughout the Rock of Brawl, there are 5 buildings on the rock within which the rules of magic are different. The Dancing Lady is one of them, but the Shareholder Company building is not one of them.
So it's just against the law just to do magic in general?
No. You can, as long as you don't...
Oh, you can do magic.
As long as you don't spill blood or do
Right.
mind control, you can do whatever you like, except in these 5 buildings, and the Dancing Lady is one of them.
Okay, so these 5 buildings have stricter rules to them.
Yes,
Got
yes. This is why we can speak openly here.
Oh, because no one can be listening in.
Precisely, ma'am.
Interesting. Okay, so, but the Shareholder Company building, everything, magic should work normally because a lot of our people know some level of magic.
Yes, and I hope one of you can move swiftly from Pentuma's townhome to the company building, it will be a very narrow window
Yes, we do.
to
Kida.
act in.
Yeah, we definitely have a friend
Kida
who would
and-
fit that description. Okay, so we just need to avoid the pressure plate and try to avoid whatever detection is on the second level's hallway.
Yes.
Is there anything else we need to know in particular about inside the Raja's office?
Once you're in the office and you get the key to his desk, all should be well. Just don't take anything.
Oh, we won't take anything. We're just copying the map.
Is there anything in there that's going to tempt us to take it?
He kind of sighs and says, the Raja's safe is there.
Oh,
Just don't, there's nothing in the safe that you need to take.
Okay. Can't do. I mean, what I want is to find out about our parents and see what happened with them. So
As do I, brother.
everything else is like taking anything would be secondary. I don't want to take anything if that's going to jeopardize finding out what happened to our parents.
Wonderful.
And I think that's about everything we need, right? So before we go, I just wanted to see, are you okay? Something seems different about, I don't know. Something's going on with you.
He
It seems
does,
different.
in fact, look a little different than the last time you saw him, which was frankly, I mean, he came to your graduation, and at that time he looked as he does now. But the last time you saw him was it was a little while ago. You had not seen him. You had gone home, but you didn't see him on any of those visits. So it's been a while before you saw him at graduation. But at graduation, he also looked like very, very charismatic and just really good looking, and had this kind of charm about him.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take off my gloves, which I never do. So I'm gonna take, or at least one glove, singular glove. And I'm gonna reach out and just like put my hand on his hand, him being
Okay.
Siren. So my hand is freezing cold to the touch, right?
Yep.
Like super cold. And then I want to use prestidigitation. Wait, which one? Oh, see, that's verbal. No, God. Nah, I'm not gonna use it. I was gonna say, hoping I was gonna use prestidigitation to make it an even bigger display, but it doesn't matter because that's verbal. So, and then I'm just gonna say straight up, what are you? And I'm just gonna stare at him.
Okay. He reaches out and takes your hand. He takes it very fondly and just kind of like
Okay, it's weirder than I thought.
touches the back
I'm
of your
uncomfortable
hand with his thumb and smiles at you. And he
I
says,
was trying to make him uncomfortable in that really reverse Uno card me real fast.
Fantastic. And he smiles at you. He says, I work for the company, and I made a deal with Raja Pandar, which I have never regretted. And my life is fulfilled and complete and happy. I want you to find out what happened to our parents.
You're okay though.
I,
Are you?
brother, am wonderful.
Is how does his skin feel? Is he like also icy cold to the touch? It's...
Yeah, it's not like touching a person. Yeah, for sure. I have nothing to add to what I
That's fine.
told you in the last chat. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay,
Right,
I'm
I'm
gonna
just
let's go back to rejoin the rest of the group.
Glove back on hand.
You all, you're outside the Clover, right? You went to find Belloryn. Oh, you went to the library. That's right. So you were talking to Lilia, the little Dow fairy, little Earth fairy, about Belloryn, and she seemed impressed that he had survived the test.
Okay. Okay. Do you know how long ago he left?
I believe it was first sign of Violet. He was last here.
That was a while ago, huh?
So before breakfast time.
That was about 3, 4. Oh, not there.
Exactly.
So wait, didn't he have breakfast with like his mom and whoever else? I came in late on that part.
Yeah, so it seems like the timeline is he left the Whistling Meteor, he went to the Library of Twilight, then he went
And
to
he's-
breakfast with his mom, and now he is who knows where.
Okay.
Or we're not there.
Are we there yet, or are we still on our
Yeah,
way?
you guys,
Oh, okay.
well, you'll rejoin them when they leave the library.
Okay.
Dang, I
if-
really wanted
if
to go
you
to the
do, yeah.
library.
What else do you guys want to talk to Lilia about?
I'm not sure we're gonna learn anything else here.
Is there any way to find out what he asked the Cathay about?
Oh no, miss. That would be most unwise.
What? No, not there.
Where does a Lithriorax live?
Lilia kind of looks at you, kind of perplexed, and then points in a vague direction. She says she lives in the castle atop the hill.
Okay, thank you.
Obviously.
Are we going back outside?
Yeah.
Okay,
Castle.
you guys leave the library, and Aezsh and Enid come up to you.
Hey, how'd everything
You're
go?
already done?
Yep.
Where's Belloryn? Dude,
Still looking.
what was he here?
Before
He
he
was.
went with his mom, he came here and he passed some kind of test and asked the Cathay a question, and then it changed him, and he left and he went and had breakfast.
Changed him.
Is
Or at
that
least the librarian thinks it would have.
Is that
That the information
ritual?
is usually unpleasant.
She did say that he mastered speaking to the Cathay. I'm not real sure what that means.
So he left the clover last.
I think that if his parents won't talk to us, we should ask a Lithriorax, because she seemed nice, and if we're not rude, then we don't really have anything to lose from it.
Getting to her might be an issue, but might be worth a try. We have time before our meeting with the sleepers.
I don't know. I think she is kind of interested in some of them.
Actually, yeah, you do, because you just met with Zyron, so you have a couple of hours until you are scheduled to meet with the sleepers.
Yeah, those.
Why the hell not? Even if
Before-
we can't get,
Oh, go ahead.
even if we can't get to Lithri, maybe somebody at the castle knows something.
Oh, and we have 2 hours until the sleeper gang meeting. And then after that, we have 17 hours until the heist.
That's good to know.
Aezsh and Enid were doing some quick math.
Did some math.
on the way
2
to
+ 2
and from the
equals 4.
meeting.
That's the math. My whole degree is for this purpose.
I
Glad
was-
you guys are
I'm
doing
doing
I was
that.
about to say, leave it to Renee's math.
All I got, my dude. All I can bring to the table is math.
That's
So-
the most
So
important
are we
skill.
heading to try and go meet with Lizzie? Also, do we know if she takes kindly to being called Lizzie, or would she rather the title Ilithriorax?
Is that part of our history knowledge?
Yeah,
Grikiki, wait,
it's,
do you
it's,
ask
it,
that in
it seems like
character?
it's like half and half. Like you feel like some people, like it seems like when they refer to her as Ilithriorax, and then, but when she came to Wrestle, Maximilian addressed her as Lizzie.
Well, obviously, we're
Gotcha.
the most charming people out there, so she would be fine with us calling her this.
So are we headed there now? Do we have time for that?
Got a couple
2
hours.
All right. I mean, why not, I suppose.
We're trying to catch him before the trail goes cold.
That's
I mean,
true.
as a backup, we could always have Ratha transform into a tracking pig and track him down.
You
Is
laugh,
that
but
said
we
within
will- we
earshot of the
literally just-
guards that are following her?
Yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah,
as long as
the
they're
GIF are just like there all the time.
as long as she's there in sight of them when she does it.
Okay, so are we like walking that way now?
Yeah. So you guys are
Okay.
gonna head to Elithirax's castle.
Seems.
stop.
Okay, you guys are headed down one of the streets of the Rock of Brawl, and you come up short as stepping out of an alleyway is a ogre you recognize, as well as 3 humans and a large worm-like creature with grasping, seeking tentacles. This creature has a muzzle over what you think is a beak that it uses to eat things, and it's being held by one of the humans. They all have the tattoos of the sleepers,
Oh, goddamn.
and you all recognize the one that has a triangle tattoo above the right eye as well, who tried to abscond with you yesterday. They step out of the alleyway, and the fellow with the triangle over his eye kind of crosses his arms, says, "All right, you can give us the map, or there's going to be trouble."
Oi, we're supposed to have a meeting to discuss that.
He just extends his hand. The map?
What map are you looking for?
You know what
We'd be able to give it to you a lot easier if we knew what you were wanting from us.
Just hand it over, and it'll all go well.
You're
for
being
you.
very vague with
Dumbass,
the
we
it.
don't
with the
know what you're
its
talking
and-
about.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what you actually want from us. Like, if we knew what to give you, we could maybe give it to you, but it doesn't really mean a lot when we don't know what it is.
That's why we had Milcock set up a meeting for you.
Give me a persuasion check, Aezsh, with advantage, because Falcon's helping you.
That is a 17.
Okay. The sleeper that's been talking to you kind of scowls. Says, "We we know that you have it. You're the only group that has a tabaxi that's come from Andrel in the past month. Just hand it over." And he gestures at the worm thing with the like tentacles reaching out at you. He says, "And there need not be any unpleasantness."
Look, you know what? We don't have time for this. We need to go find Belloryn. We don't know what you're talking about. We have a meeting with you, but it's 2 hours from now, and I just found out that I can strangle you without spilling blood. Intimidation. 18.
I'm just gonna kind of pat Grikiki on the shoulder and go, "You,
I'm
my
gonna write
friend,
that
are
down.
truly
I
the
just found
best."
out I can stop taking blood.
Okay. Yeah, you say that, and like he seemed very confident up until then, and then he's like, "Wait a second." They figured out the rules of the rock, and this may not go well for me. He kind of scowls at Grikiki and says, "Very well. We'll meet at the Spotted Snake, and you'll be there."
We absolutely will. We'll see you
We
in a
will
couple
as long
hours.
as you don't get in our way again.
We'll see you in a couple hours.
He heads down the alley from which he came.
That was spectacular.
That was
So
spectacular.
good.
Okay, you guys head to Ilithriorex's castle. You talk to the steward. They escort you in and find a little sitting room for you. And shortly thereafter, Ilithriorix joins you. Again, this very, very just beautiful female elven-ish creature. These just stunning eyes. She just smiles at you, and you just like everything feels good once she enters the room.
Can
In
I say one thing like on the way to there real quick?
Definitely.
Okay. Aezsh is just gonna tell Ratha on the way, like just kind of quietly to Ratha on the way to the castle. Yeah, Lizzie seemed to take like a weird interest in. I don't think anyone noticed, but she seemed to be weirdly interested in you and Enid and me last night at the meeting. I don't know that anybody really seemed to notice that, but she was like staring, especially at you two, like most of the time. So I don't know what that was about. Just be aware of that going into this meeting here.
Thank you.
Great. So you guys are in the sitting room. There's a crackling fire. You all sit. She enters, smiles at you again. Just makes you feel just so like warm and comfortable, and just like this is a great person. Like you want to spend time with her. And she smiles at you and sits down on a chair and says, "Oh, new Eggfort graduates. So nice to see you all again. How may I help you?"
Jirvalgan's going to stand up as she enters and doffs his hat and takes a bow and says, "My lady, first of all, thank you for granting us this audience."
You are all so wonderful with your manners. I love how courteous you are. Arthur does such a good job training you and teaching you how to continue on in the world. I am just so glad that he is still taking students.
We're actually here about one of those students, our friend Belloryn. He wandered off our ship last night.
I went to take my morning breakfast today at the Clover, and I encountered your friend. He seemed a little distraught, and do you know he spoke with the Cathay?
We heard that. We're trying to find him. He wandered off in a bit of a strange. It seemed very odd to us. He just left without saying anything and left all of his belongings.
Well, I don't know about that, but I will say any time someone goes and passes the test and speaks with the Cathay, it is a life-changing experience. And I told him not to tell me or anyone else what the Cathay told him.
My lady, we don't know where he is at this point, and we're very concerned for his safety. Did he possibly mention anything? Or maybe you might have overheard his mother saying something about where he might be going after breakfast.
I did not see Daphne, though he was there to meet someone. Perhaps it was her. I just chanced upon him before breakfast and had a nice drink with the young man. He did not seem distressed or in danger, and I believe he is well. Surely, if his blood had been shed, I would know of it.
Seems
It's
like a lot of things can go wrong without blood being shed or minds being controlled.
Yes, but it's still so limited.
Blood being shed, it's very obvious. How does the guard know about things like mind control?
Oh, it's quite a wonderful enchantment that I have created upon the entire rock. They just are always prepared to appear at the first instance of any violation of those two rules. It's a wonderful system. It allows for free trade. People can come and go and engage in whatever sorts of commerce they want, as long as those rules aren't violated. I believe it's a fantastic system for capitalism.
So mind control isn't allowed, but slavery is?
Oh, certainly, as long as it's not compelled. Yeah, I mean, if somebody is in shackles or a prisoner, of course, then what happens happens.
Is she still
Okay.
doing the weird
Crack my knuckles.
eyeballs at Enid, Ratha, and Aezsh?
Give me an insight check, Enid.
19.
No. So based on what Aezsh was saying, you're suspicious that her visit to Wrestle yesterday was to check you guys out and especially get a bead on Ratha and Enid and Aezsh.
Obviously, because we're the scariest.
Now that
Yeah.
now that you have sought her out, she seems to just be like engaging with you as young graduates of the Eggford Adventuring Academy and having that level of prestige, I suppose.
Interesting. See, Ratha, I get. Daughter of a big ambassador. I get that. We came from a rock. A different rock. But a rock nonetheless.
You all have one thing in common.
What's that?
You're
Our
all
sparkling
mages.
personality?
You're all mages.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
But she wasn't looking at Belloryn like that, though. I guess she would probably
She
be a lot
knows
more
She probably
familiar
knows
with
Belloryn
Belloryn.
already. She probably watched him grow up.
You know
Weird way.
Belloryn's folks pretty well, right?
Of course, I am providing protection for Daphne. I took her in when she fled the Elven fleet.
What do you think would make them kick Belloryn out of the house?
Out of Wrestle? They've always had grand designs for their son.
That's it.
We were
I
told
think
that
he.
Yeah, she just like cuts off there.
we were told that he was no longer welcome on the premises of Wrestle, and neither are we.
I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know what all Maximilian and Daphne are thinking as regards their son.
What do you think their response would be if he elected not to join their family enterprise?
It would not doom the entire sphere, but it would be a dark time for many.
It would be a dark time for many.
And what do you know of Belloryn's family's business? How involved are you?
Well, Daphne has a certain I don't know if I can share what she can do without her consenting that they are extremely effective at investing.
Why would it be so bad if he didn't join the family business?
Daphne, I believe, has a certain vision for Belloryn's future. And I suspect that she is concerned if he does not pursue that future.
Concerned, but like, would it be a dark time because she'd be so mad, or because it would like mess up the spear?
I will say to you what I said to Belloryn earlier today. I cannot help you directly. As a smith forges a sword and needs to find the steel that is weak and the steel that is strong, so too myself and others are acting for your and my best interests. I will grant you the same boon that I granted your friend earlier, if you wish. Just a kiss.
What?
What?
So,
Excuse me.
so I'm interpreting that Falcon having no magic powers and basically just being a normal human. He has no resistance or any kind of defense against Lithery's charm.
I don't think any of us do. I mean,
And so,
Yeah, I don't think anybody does.
Yeah, no one does.
yeah, but I'm just saying, Falcon's really feeling it, so he accepts.
You're gonna jump to the front of the line here
he's
for a
just
kiss?
gonna like,
I love kisses.
yes. No, you're a
Rick?
stamp. You're stamping for the dragon.
Again, I can't replicate a
Who is it?
24 charisma, but that's what you're dealing with.
Does your Falcon just
From
like shoulder
people.
his way to the front of the group to get a kiss? Is that what's happening here?
Nah, he's gonna take off his hat again and say,
Okay.
"I would welcome that boon."
Okay. She stands up and walks over to you and bends over all 5'1" of her and gives you a kiss. It starts off as just a simple kind of chaste kiss and then deepens. Dear Falcon, as your eyes close, blossoms of light flash across your eyes. And as the kiss progresses, you feel this energy surge throughout you. Your fingertips glow in not pain, but a pleasant sort of sensation as you are infused with power.
And we're all just standing here watching.
Yes, you're all
Some of us
standing
are
there
looking
watching.
away.
And she has and Lizzie seems to have no compunction of this. This does not seem to be a sexual act for her. She's just like, no, I grant you this boon, and this is how I do it.
I cover Grikiki's eyes while it's happening. She's kind of
Oh,
a.
that's child.
She
You're
is
too
the
young for
youngest one
this.
here,
She's the
right?
youngest one. She's 13.
Oh my god.
Oh, she is. Okay, there you go.
13.
You're too young for this.
And I think Falcon's currently the oldest one. Normally it's Belloryn, but right now it's Falcon
Yep.
because
Yeah.
Belloryn's not here. Ratha
Fair
and
enough.
Tara, how old are you? Aezsh and I are 16.
I'm where's my age?
She's an
I'm
elf,
16.
so it doesn't count.
Cool.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm like I'm like 17 or something, 18. Like
99.
elven years,
Right.
whatever.
Elven 16, which is really a lot older.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Dear Falcon, you suddenly feel more competent and capable, and just like you can just conquer the world right now.
We can find him. We're gonna find Belloryn.
Cool.
We're gonna beat the sleepers. We're going to, and then Dear Falcon regains himself, and then discreetly does not mention the plan to overthrow the Andrellan Empire.
Yeah. I don't. It's not plan.
That is part of the group's plan.
What? Whose plan is
We can
that?
steal the key and break into the shareholder corporation.
That's the plan, but what's the...
The long-term plan. We're getting there.
Long-term plan.
We have to defeat the demons that are plaguing the orcs also,
Okay.
or the half-orcs.
Is anybody else going to take Lizzie's offer?
Yes.
You're right there,
Ratha?
Dear
Yeah.
Falcon? Feeling good?
Yeah, she repeats the same. You guys have the same experience, this like blossoming of color and power flow through you. And you feel just, much more competent and capable than you were just a few minutes ago.
Grikiki bends down for a kiss and she just blushes bright red and does like a little kid, like pucker lips out.
Yeah, it is not a kid like kiss. Lizzie, just goes for it. And Grikiki, maybe you're a little taken aback by that experience, but you have the same infusion of competence and fulfillness.
I'm against this. We already had one uncomfortable situation today. I'm just not.
We're all just kind of watching
Aezsh
each other
is just
make
like-
out with this ancient,
Okay.
glorious
Yes.
dragon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Which was my goal in one of my other campaigns I was playing in. So.
Wait,
Aezsh is just kind of looking around and everyone just steps in line one after the other. He's like thinking to himself, like, all right, I guess so. And so he steps up next.
Nice. Enid, are you exempting out?
I mean, touch is
Peer
really
pressure,
my
peer
thing.
pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure.
Everybody else is kissing.
I mean, everybody else has, even Aezsh.
That's true.
You really should have kissed her first in case her lips were poison.
Can I what? What? Ah, shoot! I should have. It took me a second to remember what that meant. That's what I do. Well, yeah. Now I have to do it, don't I? Like, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay, so a few minor things. So Ratha, you you actually feel a very deep connection with Lizzie during this experience, more than you expected. Aezsh, you have you remember that vision that you had where you were flying over the ocean? You briefly flash back to that. And Enid, you briefly see a black and gray expanse with a blackened fortress in the distance and a sense of cold wash through you. And Lizzie's power elevates everybody to 4th level.
wait, say that again?
Everybody, you raise up to 4th level. So
Wow.
When the makeups are so good, you gain a level.
The kiss is so good, you gain a level. And yeah, so Ratha from 2nd to 4th level, this massive influx of power
Yeah.
infuses you and fills your being.
I am totally putting that in my eHarmony bio.
Oh my God. All right, why don't you guys work on the mechanics of that? I'm going to take a quick bathroom break.
Oh, man.
Guys, that was Enid and Aezsh's first kiss. I'm assuming a lot of people's first
that
kiss.
is true.
Probably.
That is true because
Wow.
we had
In canon.
Nothing's
think
ever gonna live
first
up.
kiss.
I think Kara's
Like,
right that like all other kisses were gonna be like, that's it.
Yeah,
Right?
I
We're
know.
gonna just be like, man, that was lame.
Oh.
I'm IRL disappointed that I'm never gonna have a kiss that bumps me up to the next level.
Same, girl.
Hey, never say never.
Yeah, this kiss is good. It's not ability score
Alright.
increase good.
Oh, God, picking spells
Okay,
is so
where are you
difficult.
guys going from Ilithriorax's castle?
Well, that was fun, but now we still have to find out.
Still don't know where to find Belloryn.
How much time do we have till the meeting with the sleepers?
You don't have long. Give me a perception check. Again, it's orange now. Red is past. It's now orange, but it's a little difficult to tell.
It's a 19.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you think you have probably 20, 30 minutes before you need to be at the Spotted Snake, which will give you pretty much just enough time to get there because the castle is clear on the other side of the rock from the docks, which is where the Spotted Snake is.
Okay. We should probably head to the meeting with the sleeper gang. We've got about enough time to get there.
Yeah.
I don't particularly want them to try and kidnap me again. Not great.
After all that shit that I said about the meeting, yeah. It would be. I may be a criminal, but God damn it, I have honor. I'm gonna show up.
Okay, you guys head to the Spotted Snake, have the meeting. Milcock is there, have the meeting with the sleepers. He smooths over everything. They establish that you don't have the map that they think that you have. So they're going to stop harassing you. Is there anything that you want to get from them?
Who hired them?
Yeah. Give me a persuasion check on that one, Grikiki. Go ahead and make it with advantage because of your colleagues.
Well, that's good. 9.
9 with advantage? Bummer.
I rolled a 5 and a 9, and I don't have any modifier.
Okay. Yeah, they are unwilling to share that with you.
What do you know about the? I want to know what they know about the other Tabaxi who supposedly has the map.
Oh, sure. Okay, so they tell you that they were hired to get a map. They tell you that there was a Tabaxi, a lone Tabaxi, which is rare, who went to Andrel. They were told that this Tabaxi, if it came back to Brawl, so this isn't the only thing they're doing with their life, but it's like an ongoing kind of job. If that Tabaxi came back to Brawl from Andrel to grab it and take the map that it has from it. They don't know what the map is supposed to represent or include. They only know there's a Tabaxi, it went to Andrel. When it comes back, grab it, take the map that it has.
Okay.
So they were confusing Kida for that other Tabaxi that she had the vision of.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah. Yep. During the conversation, it becomes clear. And Kida, they describe the Tabaxi that they were looking for, and it is this gray furred one that you had seen in your image walking up the steps of the pyramid.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I asked if they were hired by the Antillans. It's the Antillans, right?
Yeah, the Antillan Empire are the ones that are enslaving, or that have enslaved Tabaxi, as far as you know, for time immemorial. So they give you a name. They name Gasson. as it is an Antillean who hired them. I think Milcock told you that there is a different that the name of the one that found you. I'm sorry, my wife is texting me. I'm trying to do my shit. Okay, so you know that the Antillean that had the 2 tabaxi slaves with them, and Milcock has told you they're starting to hire mercenaries to make a grab for Kida specifically. That Antillean is Abavin Kakarian. So the Antillean that oops, hang on, sorry. So the sleepers tell you that they were hired by an Antillean named Gasson, who is different than the one that is purportedly gunning for you.
How much is Gasson paying you?
A lot. Yeah, give me an insight, Grikiki. No. A number larger than 0. Okay, so you have your deal with the sleepers. They agree to lay off.
Real quick.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask them if they saw the half-elf sorcerer that was with us the day before.
Milcock is there, your gnome, that's head of the dockers, the dock gang. So between Milcock and the sleepers, they share with you that they have seen this person wandering around, but more importantly, Milcock says, "Oh, I heard he spoke to the Cathay and passed the test."
Yeah, we
And
heard that too.
he is people in town will both fear and respect him and keep their distance from him.
That could be useful.
But I do not know where he is now.
Much obliged.
Do you guys want anything else from Milcock or the sleepers?
How do people normally go about hiring gangs or mercenaries in Rock of Brawl?
Oh, sure. Yeah, Milcock will give you that information. Most commonly, they post an ad on the like bulletin board in the Dancing Lady, and I think you clocked the bulletin board, but you didn't look at it.
Mm.
That there were some postings there. So so that's the most common route that you know. You all know graduates of Eggfort will not take a contract out on other graduates of Eggfort. So like serious professional, traditionally trained adventurers will not go after you, but mercenaries and all sorts of ill reputed types certainly will take a contract to grab Kida.
Thugs.
And it's about a 5,000 gold bounty is what Kida is dealing with right now.
Interesting. Okay.
That's a lot of money.
It is a ton of money. The whistling meteor is probably worth 10,000, maybe 15. So, yeah, this Antillean is ponying up some serious cash to get Kida grabbed. But you do know that the contract was issued relatively early this morning, but it's going to take some time for the contractors to figure out how to nab Kida in a non-bloody way. Is the problem?
I'm also presumably still like.
Yes, you are. Yeah,
disguised.
exactly. Yeah, you have your disguise on. Yeah, so it's not immediately obvious. You're not like walking down the street. People aren't like pointing and being like, "Oh, that's a free goddamn tabaxi." Okay, so you still don't know where Belloryn is. He's apparently out there, maybe somewhere, and apparently safe.
Making moves.
As far as we know, there's no violence that has been come to him. What's the next plan? What are you guys doing between? Are you gonna hit the heist?
We have 17 hours.
Maybe Belloryn doesn't want us to find him right now. I mean, he could have left a note that said that, and that would have been helpful. But maybe he needs to do his own thing.
I'd feel better if I knew where he was right now.
Yeah.
So Milcock told us that people would be avoiding Belloryn wherever he went.
Yes.
Maybe we could use that. We could search for signs of people dispersing away from somebody who had spoken with the Cathay, and maybe we could pick up some kind of trail from there.
We could just ask people probably if they've seen the guy that spoke to the Cathay.
Yeah, definitely. You all have the impression that the word is spreading, that this is not a thing that happens often, and it is a terrible, bad thing. Like, this is not, you get the sense that anyone who's spoken to the Cathay, this is bad. Not in that people are going to kill him, but in whatever knowledge he was imparted is terrible knowledge that is sure to bring grief to anyone around him.
Well, I'm down to search the city.
Same.
Okay, great. We don't have gather information in 5e. Sam, what is a reasonable stand-in for that, do you think?
I mean, some combination of like
Investigation?
investigate.
Yeah.
Yeah, some
Okay.
probably
Do a group
investigation.
Great.
skill
Let's
challenge.
do a group investigation check. So everybody roll investigation and put it in the chat for me, please.
Not my best thing, not my worst
Yeah,
thing.
not my best.
Oh no,
but-
it is my worst
I mean,
thing.
I am trained. in that.
Non-natural 20.
Oh
Put
no.
it in the chat for me.
Grikiki.
I gotta do basic math.
Are you just gonna get lost while you're searching?
I shout, I found him, and I grab someone, but it's not him. And
Ooh, now it's awkward.
they start bleeding.
No.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Jesus, Ratha.
Wow.
So I'm just gonna follow her.
Really good.
I'm really good at this, guys. I am triggered.
I knew I should
Okay.
have bought them.
So you guys leave the spotted serpent?
Spotted
Uh,
snake. or
Snake,
Spotted
yeah.
snake, thank you.
Spotted snake, yeah.
And head out and search for Belloryn. Over the course of the next couple of hours, Ratha, mostly led by Ratha and Gyrfalcon, you kind of go out from the docks, and then the noose sort of tightens down to the docks to the point where you are asking one of the street kids, basically, like one of the goblins that initially came up and like offered their services to you when you came off the deck, if they've seen Belloryn, and they point at the whistling meteor.
We just
Who said it earlier?
Renee did.
Renee.
Wait, what did
So,
what did Renee say?
you were like
So I'm
watching
still
me
looking
back
at
on the
spells.
ship.
I mean, yeah, he's been there. Now he's back. He's sleeping.
You
He's just
you
taking a
called
nap.
it.
That's why he didn't
Yep.
leave. Is he? Wait, is he there? I was looking at spells. Is that what he is?
So yeah, I guess we'll head back to the ship now.
Yep. Yeah, you
He's-
guys head back to the ship, and sure enough, Belloryn.
So I didn't even know he was coming back.
Ben, do you want to tell us Belloryn's just crashed out?
He's tired after dealing with the Cathay.
Belloryn is absolutely wiped out. The chances of waking him are slim.
Oh,
But
we're gonna
he's
try.
alive
Hold
in
on.
there.
He looks like he had a rough time of it. Maybe that Cathay is a little more draining than we thought. I don't know.
Just glad he's safe.
He could have mentioned he was leaving.
It is. He is kitted back up, so he has his gear. Obviously, he's not wearing it, but it looks like he is reacquired his stuff, and it's you guys recognize it somewhere in the orange time at this time.
Maybe it was something he had to do alone.
That's
Maybe
fine.
so.
But a note? Just
Yeah, it's so weird that he just wandered off and left us. I guess we let him sleep. He looks like he clearly needs it.
Yeah, we
Whatever it
Yeah,
was,
he
I
does
today
look.
for the
He does
party.
look pretty rough.
In this level of deep sleep, do I have any sort of subconscious sense that
That
people
there's
are around?
like 6 other people standing around your cot staring at you.
We're not
Sure.
angry. We're just
Looking-
disappointed.
All right,
I'm angry.
dream,
Kida's
dream,
angry.
dream style prestidigitation. Time for sleeping. Please do not disturb. We'll talk later.
Ah.
That just seems kind of
As you guys are staring at Belloryn, you hear someone come onto the deck of the ship and say, and like they kind of like knock on it, like knock on the like floor of the thing, and are like, "Hello, is anyone there?"
I'll go answer the knock.
Okay.
Sure.
You see a human in his young early 20s, just dressed in a simple white robe, just like he has nothing to his name. He's got blonde hair, just looks like a super basic human. Kind of looks at you and says, "Oh, someone told me that Belloryn was here. My name is Samuel. I think he helped
Friend.
me."
Yeah, he's here.
What? Wait. What do you mean he helped you?
We were friends when we were young, and I went to the library, and that was so long ago. And then I think he came and helped me somehow.
Were you stuck in the library?
Yes.
Can I roll insight?
Yes.
Natural one. I know
Nice.
nothing.
Yeah. No, this guy is super shifty. He's
No.
he in his hand he has some kind of object in his hand that he's kind of like rubbing.
Kida, it's a gun.
Is he?
What you got?
Is
What you
Bella-
got there, friend?
Oh, he raises his hand.
Yeah.
It's a
It's a cat.
it's a statue. It's like a 3 or 4 inch tall statue of this guy. It's like an ivory statue that someone carved. It's very weird to see this
Of-
guy like raising the statue of himself, apparently.
Does it remind us at all of the statues that were in Belloryn's family
Yes.
shards?
Exactly, 100%. If you took a statue of this guy and shrank it down, it would look just like this. Is
Belloryn,
Belloryn?
what the hell is up with your family?
He's here, but He's asleep and he needs to sleep. But you could come back later if you wanted to thank him.
Yeah, okay. Okay, can I just sit here and wait?
Yeah.
It may be a while. Are you
He's
okay?
I'm not sure.
You
Yeah,
said that.
Weird
You said
vibes
that.
from him.
Sorry. What did Renee say?
I was just saying, am I getting weird vibes like other people from him?
No, not like Zyron.
All right. I'm gonna ask him. You said Belloryn helped you. Do you remember any? Like you were trapped or something? Do you remember anything before that?
I remember going to the library and then something happened to me.
Did you ask a question?
I think so. It was so long ago.
Let me guess. You don't remember what it was.
You know what it was, though.
I think I had to do
Okay.
something. It was very important at the time.
Why do you think Belloryn helped you?
I woke up and everything was clearer. And I had an image of Belloryn giving me this. And he kind of shows you the little statue. And then I felt better.
Where were you when you woke up?
I was in the library infirmary.
What a strange thing for a library to have.
And then
Library.
And then I went to Wrestley, and then they told me to go talk to my mom, and I went there, and I told her I was okay, and she was happy and sad, and now I'm here.
Who's your
Why
mom?
was she happy and sad?
I think because I've been gone so long, I don't really remember. Well, I'll just sit here. And he has a very like, he even though he looks like he's in his early 20s, he's presenting as if he's like 9 or 10. Like he just seems very like not his age.
Maybe you should go home to your mom, and when Belloryn wakes up, we could come to you.
Oh, you okay?
Great.
You think that's best?
Grikiki, Belloryn might want to see this guy when he wakes up.
Do you think he's safe just sitting here by himself?
We should probably bring him into the ship, to be honest.
But we don't know him.
No.
He's, and I kind of harshly whisper to Grikiki, he looks completely harmless, and we're adventurers. I don't think he's a threat.
Okay.
Okay, what are you guys gonna do with Samuel?
I vote we invite him on and just kind of sit around in the galley or something.
Okay. Are you guys, does anyone need a long rest? Is it, I guess everybody's full and fresh and doing well?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
great.
no
We
one's
haven't really-
expended any spells or anything since
Yeah,
since we woke up this morning. So I
Great.
think we're all fully topped up.
Okay. So as the light above the Rock of Brawl turns from yellow to green, Belloryn, you wake up from a very restful sleep and head out to the galley where the rest of the crew is, as well as your old boyhood friend, Samuel, who you last saw in the library, who seems lucid and awake compared to what he looked like when you saw him in the infirmary.
Samuel, I knew it.
He kind of lights up as he sees you and shuffles forward and grabs you up in a big hug.
And do I sense the sort of regression to back how he was before his trial?
Give me an insight check, actually.
Sure. All right. It's 16.
Yeah, so chatting with, slapping each other and like, oh, so wonderful. This is Samuel as a 10-year-old in a 22-year-old's body.
Okay.
His mind has not aged with his body. When he was in the library infirmary, you gather the past 10 years have happened, but he's not aware.
Samuel, it's going to be a weird few years. Before I leave the rock, I'll stop by your home and talk to your mother for a while.
But I want to come. I want to come with you.
It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. I will be back. I'll be back, and I'll always check on you. But anytime you get worried, look at your statuette and remember that you have friends willing to haul you out of the worst places.
Okay, Belloryn. He looks a little bit sad and put out, but he kind of sits back. And the rest of your graduating year at Eggford is there, looking at you. Yeah, like what?
Am I still
in trouble?
Like,
Yes.
well,
Grounded for life? Yes.
Erik, am I still like crackling with like storm energy randomly?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, you are still infused with Lizzie's kiss for sure.
Okay, so friends, there's no way I'm going to be able to explain, at least not just yet. The meeting I had with my parents before I left was end of my world kind of things. And I had to go, and I didn't expect I'd ever return. And it potentially not going was going to mean all of your freedoms were in jeopardy. So forgive me, don't forgive me, but that's the decision I made, and I'd do it again.
Well, Belloryn, that's more lucid an explanation than we get from most people, so I'll take it.
Well,
why didn't you tell us?
I couldn't. I was completely wrecked. Imagine every
like that. As Aezsh like gets to the opposite side of the room or opposite side of the table, like, why are you crackling with electricity like that?
And I'm just gonna like lightly step in front, but not like fully, and then just kind of glare.
It started happening after I left the library, and it got disconcerting after breakfast, and I got a dragon kiss, which was interesting.
Oh, you don't need to explain.
We did too.
We understand.
All right. Fair enough.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
They had a different experience than Belloryn did.
Yeah, a little bit.
Belloryn's was terrifying.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, and I'm sorry for worrying you, but I'm here.
We heard you might be kind of messed up from talking to the Cathay.
I would recommend you never, ever, ever talk to Cathay. It was a horrifying experience, and I can't tell you what the Cathay told me, but I can say that that the worst trouble we have been in, I went into by myself, and risked potentially becoming a statue in my parents' garden.
Oy. Okay, Belloryn. Let me just ask you one question, and then I won't ask you anything else. Was it worth it?
Let's see. I haven't yet been able to go out and get, or I will sort of prestidigitate the Cathay's tree, and look at it for a long moment and say, I don't know about worth it, but everything is different and we have work to do.
I think we should call it there. That's a fantastic closer. We have work to do.
We already had work to do.
Add it to the list.
How long is?
I like how every
We've-
game, Hoff, you anticipate we're gonna do something that requires
didn't do it.
something, and then that does not happen.
We still haven't played Mastermind yet.
We've moved into the epic phase.
Hoff is like,
Trust
I didn't know
me.
they would spend 20 minutes
Oh.
kissing, so I told them all to join Roll 20.
You know how long I've been playing Mastermind in preparation? Now
I did
another
actually
2
brush
weeks
up on
playing
Mastermind as well.
Mastermind.
You know, who knows what you guys are gonna do? I just like set it up,
Right,
And
no, I
then-
love it. No, I'm
Yeah,
not, I'm
that
not
was
taking
great.
a
and then
single thing.
Grikiki just intimidates the shit out of the sleepers, and they're like I
That
don't
was-
wanna get
that was great.
corrupted by this goddamn half-orc. I'm gonna
That was really good.
hard pass. I'm gonna take a hard pass on that one.
Yeah, that was spectacular. And whatever the line you said there, Lizzie, that was great.
Oh, I wrote it down.
Yeah.
I
I just
wrote down
found out
part
I
of
can
it.
strangle you without taking blood or something.
So we're gonna be forming the choker gang once we get all this done.
Ah.
Grikiki
No,
saw
no, no, no,
them
the
strangling
hang-
that mime, and she was like,
Oh.
No.
I
The
have
hangman.
hands.
Oh, that is pretty good.
The hangman. Would we have to roll with disadvantage to strangle people? To not draw blood?
I'm.
Oh wait, we can't hear you. Hoff.
You're
Can't hear you.
weirdly silent again, even though you're not muted.
What?
It's the same thing that happened in the breakout room. Not really sure what happened.
Yeah, I think my
yeah.
There we go.
USB mic sometimes pulls out.
Ah.
But yeah. Who knows what you guys are gonna do? And I love that. I love that about D&D. You know, we're just like we're
Same.
telling a story and we're doing a thing. And you know, I had these fucking carrion crawlers.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
All kinds of horribleness. But you know,
Yikes. Yikes.
Yay for Grikiki.
Good job, Grikiki. Thank you. Thank you. Just dodged that whole thing right there.
yep.
Excellent.
And you guys were just like dogged on Belloryn, and you were like, we're not doing
We
anything else.
want
We're going off. Like, I have never seen this group so passionate about a goal as like Belloryn's guy. We're figuring that shit out. I'm like, oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, you knowing he's coming back and we're just going to find him in the ship. We're like, no, we're finding him now.
Well, and you weren't going to find me in the ship. There was going to be
Yes.
a set
Dramatic,
piece
yes.
dramatic reunite.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whoops.
Oh.
Oh, but we came
Whoops.
back early. So
Yes. Exactly.
You were asleep. We stood
That's
over your
good.
shit
That's
talks.
good because when we found out that you were on the ship, I was thinking he's been here the whole time. Oh,
He's hiding somewhere.
No, there were 2 sessions that happened of Belloryn's adventures.
Yes.
Ah, I
Nice.
see.
I think what it
Aha.
is our group has separation anxiety.
I was thinking something like that.
Which is funny because we keep splitting on purpose.
Well,
Yep.
only the two of us keep splitting
Yeah, the
off.
two
They
of us
don't
keep
like
splitting
us.
off on purpose.
We can't
You're
steal
like,
the
"We've
key
got
without our
things to do."
binky. We need our binky.
Yeah.
You should have
You are like,
seen.
we've got a goal.
You should have seen the private messages that
Yeah.
we should split up. I'm like, no, do not fucking split up. The Library of Twilight. No, don't do that. Do not.
Don't go there.
I think you sent the people least likely to get in trouble there, though. Because we're not
Yeah.
That
like.
is true.
Well, I mean, maybe
we-
Ratha, but the rest of us
Yeah.
were like,
Ratha,
we have
Yeah.
no
right?
questions
Like-
to pursue.
Yeah, Ratha's whole thing on the rock.
Enid most definitely has questions to pursue, and so does Ratha.
Whoa. Are all
Yeah.
your answers in
Whoa.
books, or do you have videos?
It's like Kida has questions, but most of them will be solved if I just murder all of the Antillans. So
Well,
What noise does this antillon make when it dies?
the Antillans, unfortunately, are small potatoes, but we'll get there later.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, and we've got other things. Aezsh and Enid have other things that they're trying to attend to with their
We've got-
with their families.
Yeah, we're not
Oh, geez.
lacking for quests, are we? We're just kind of
no.
We're adding them to the
Just-
list.
Just toss them on top of the pile.
Right.
First in, first out.
kind of feels like we're going just through like main story quests and then
We're
we
just
have, like, a whole
accumulating like an
backlog of side
unfinished
stuff.
backlog of side quests.
Let's
You
go.
have to
You
be
know how it
careful to
is.
do the side quest first, or you might lock yourself out of side quests while you do the main
It's
quest.
very worried.
Also,
That's
you need
true.
to level up enough for the main quest by doing side
Yeah.
quest.
Yeah.
I do want to go back to the pyramid at some point, figure out
I
what the
think
hell
we
was
might
up
need to
with
put that high on our list before he shows up back on Brawl and they kill him.
Oh yeah, he
be
might
dead, but
be. He might be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
I
that
think we
too.
should
Also,
go-
don't forget that we sent an entire ship of beholders back there.
It's fine.
Also
Like
true.
killing
So that's
parents.
potentially waiting
Fine.
for us if we go back.
It's fine.
So we
I
may
think
want to
we
steer
should,
clear for now.
But I
go back
want-
to the ziggurat and climb halfway up and then decide no. we're not. And then go back
I
down
mean, we
and
could
go
make it
somewhere
3 for
else.
3. We can make it 3 for 3 this time because we've done that twice now.
Right. But first,
God.
Xanthivus 9. Let's get that.
Yes, let's
Oh
save
my
your parents
God,
first.
yes.
All
I'm
right.
very
You gotta
excited.
pull off
We
a
have worked
heist.
really
Step number one,
hard.
pull off a heist.
Yeah.
We worked
Xanthivus 9
really
could be
hard.
Very exciting.
to get to Zanzivis, and we haven't, and we're
Dude, we are not turning around.
like halfway there.
Sam and I have been designing Xanthivus 9 for quite some time.
Oh, that
now,
is true.
And it's
Yeah, we've
looking
been-
so dope.
Yeah, we've got lots of art references and such to go off
Awesome.
of.
Cool.
And I have drawn many things.
Ooh,
I have a
awesome.
board game that I always picture.
All
whenever
pending
I think of
approval from Erik,
Zanzivis.
of course, because
It's,
Erik gets final say.
it's called
Everything about
Xenoshift.
Huh.
It's basically a deck building tower defense game
Huh,
where you
cool.
protect a base from an endless onslaught of insect creatures.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. 100%.
Yeah, that looks like what the
Yep.
the vignette was like.
Yep.
Yeah,
Enjoy
which is
your-
weird to us because
Evan.
that's not at all what our experience growing up there was.
Wait, what? At
Which is
Xanthivus?
curious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, once you find out some more about Sam and Enid's backstory, we have tons of extra content to just roll out to you guys. You got so much.
Yeah, we actually do have like a very
We
long
have
backstory. Like
so
we-
many.
this is the most
Probably.
written out backstory I've got for any character that
This
I've
is
ever
the
played. I
second most
think.
written out backstory for any character I've ever done. But still fun. Raph from Jake's campaign is the one who has the most backstory. I've been
Coda.
But
Coda, where are you at? Oh,
so
there he
many
is.
things. We've written out so many different like side stories, just like off to the side.
Oh yeah.
We have little like
Oh, look at that Coda.
RP stories where we just be
Aw.
talking about.
Oh, what a
Oh.
cute dog.
Hop,
Say hi.
Just
The pup is
chilling.
like,
I'm
too tired
enjoying
to say
learning about-
hi.
all of my characters' backstory secondhand.
This dog is pretty lethargic at night.
She looks
Very
traumatized.
cute.
Uh,
Yeah, my cat's just in the back, just eating away.
Yeah.
nice.
Oh,
Just,
Ella.
you know,
I love
when
Ella.
Erik was like, yeah, there aren't many tabaxi in this world, but we'll make it work. I wasn't expecting
Slavery?
slavery, but
You will
Yeah,
spend
there-
the
it's
entire
basically-
campaign
it's
pursued by
basically
slavers.
the Egyptians and the Jews, and maybe you'll be Moses.
Uh-huh.
Or maybe you'll be killed by insects on a goddamn asteroid while the rest of your party is trying to find their family.
Insects,
I mean, you never
say,
know.
on an asteroid?
You never know.
you know.
I like the biblical one better.
Like a
Yeah, I think I prefer to be Moses than in Starship Troopers. Yeah.
We found a kitten in the river.
Oh, I saw a joke today. It was like, who is the best financier in the Bible? It was the Pharaoh's daughter because she went into a river and made a profit.
Uh,
It's
So that's terrible.
That's so bad.
I don't understand.
all right,
the
you
joke.
guys, I had fun. Thank you for the game.
Profit as in PHE and then profit as in
Ah.
FIT.
Nice.
No, I get the reference.
She
Mo-
found Moses in the basket in the river.
Oh,
Right.
listen, I grew
Yeah,
up
there you
without
go.
religion, so I don't.
Okay,
Same.
but you
So
never
I'm like, I
watched
didn't
Prince
get
of
it.
Egypt?
No, I've never seen that movie.
All
Oh,
right,
it's so
I'll see you
good.
guys in a
Those of
couple
you that are
weeks.
celebrating,
Yeah.
have a great
Bye.
holiday.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Night.
Happy holidays, happy holidays.